Sing to Sigma Alpha Epsilon, Epsilon, Sigma Alpha Epsilon, Sigma Alpha,
Good afternoon. How's it going, Juan?
It's going pretty good, Ryan. I'm a little groggy from the little hour shifting here and there, but I guess that's kind of why we're almost starting on time compared to our usual hour.
You stole my line. I was going to use that. Yeah, we're a little late today, but we got some good stuff on the horizon for you guys. And Juan definitely a little groggy. It might be a 2 coffee day. I've kind of weaned off to just the morning cup lately, but today might be a 2-cupper. So
yeah. But I say let's get right into it, Ryan. I think we had some pretty big matchups last week, and we got some even bigger ones coming up this week. So let's see that bracket.
Yeah. In the Devotee region, we kind of all saw this coming, and Bowling Green and Kansas didn't stand a chance. Oklahoma and Texas Row pulverized them to give us the matchup everybody's waiting on. Miami and Penn State was a good one. Juan, whenever you're ready to say you were wrong about Penn State, I'll be right here.
I mean, I think that we need to look at some of that footage and a little bit of the play-by-play because I think Penn State might have gotten robbed there. It was a pretty big upset by Miami's part as the number 3 seed defeating the number 6 seed, but all in good fun. I'll let them continue.
That's not how upset works. The higher seed is the favorite. It's Juan's world. We're just all living in it. Just like what your fiance said.
Yep. All right. Moving down.
Miami Penn State was back.
Or not.
Back and forth. You didn't even mention Mount Union in Northern Iowa.
Well, I thought you already got to it.
No.
That was probably
the
biggest
giving you our
of the tournament so far, right?
It's definitely a big one. I mean, Mount Union, they've participated before. This is their first time having a dedicated captain, and they picked up quick. I mean, what a match! I thought it'd be a good one, but it definitely blew my expectations out of the water. We'll see how much Mount Union's got left in the tank, but I mean, now they can only say they're the king of Ohio. I mean, all the other Ohio schools are out now, so maybe they can rally the state around them. Who knows? Now you can go to your Kerr region.
Oh, now we can go to Kerr? Thank you for letting me go to Kerr now. All right. So in Kerr region, we had a little bit of an unusual situation as Idaho defeated New Mexico, but due to New Mexico's great gameplay, they actually won the wild card for the round of 32. So they are actually going to be advancing. And then Arkansas and Arizona had a great matchup. Arizona moving on. Central Michigan, I think, against all odds, beat Youngstown State. Central Michigan, I think, year after year continues to surprise everyone, Ryan. And just, again, proving that they should probably be a higher-seeded team. I don't know. And then moving down to the battle.
Take it up with the committee.
Yeah. We have a committee now? And going to North Dakota State versus North Dakota. North Dakota defeating North Dakota State. I think does this actually tie them up in their previous wins? I think they both might have 2 wins, 2 losses against each other in the March to Madness bracket. Now, I might be wrong there, Ryan. Okay.
North Dakota has all the wins.
Oh, just kidding. Well, I tried to show them some love, and that's what I get. So.
I mean, Idaho, New Mexico, obviously the matchup to talk about there. Once again, I was wrong. I thought for sure Georgia Southern Miss would be the wild card. That was another great matchup in the Cockrell region. And, I mean, just New Mexico, another team that's really surprised and interested to see if they can keep it going. They've definitely got a tough one against aforementioned Georgia there. That'll be taking place in the bottom of that region, and Indiana Towson. Once again, we didn't get Indiana Kentucky. I think the only way we're ever going to get that matchup after 5 years of trying really hard to get that matchup. I know a guy that sits on the committee meetings. I think the only way to get that matchup these days is going to be first or second round. I don't know. Just disappointing. Both of these matchups should be good though. Indiana really didn't have any issues. Towson, Kentucky was a decent matchup. Towson pulled ahead at the end. Mississippi State and ETSU, a little bit of a snoozer. Georgia Southern Miss was great though. I mean, up there for best first round matchup, and that was all day action. I mean, it's like watching a boxing match. It's just back and forth the entire day. So, you want to take us home to Foster?
Yeah, good old Foster, Nebraska defeating Ohio State. I don't think there were any surprises there, but Maryland actually had the upset of the Foster region. I think, Ryan, defeating Alabama, the 4-seeded team. Then, of course, moving down to the lower half of the bracket, the trees at Indiana State just couldn't do it. Northern Illinois advances. I think Cody's probably doing jumping jacks or somersaults in his apartment right now. Super happy to have his boys moving on. And then Arizona defeating Michigan State, the number 2 seeded team. Arizona State and Arizona, I think, both really proving that they want to compete this year. So that could be getting a little interesting in the Foster region. I'm not really sure what's going to be happening there. So,
yeah, should be some good round of 32 matchups there. Easily, Indiana State, Northern Illinois is the matchup of that region. We had a little action late in Alabama, Maryland, but it was quiet most of the day. Michigan State just no-showed. They're going to join the list of teams I'm disappointed in with 2 of the Mississippi schools, Mississippi and Mississippi State. So something about the M schools, But now that we've done the round of 32 recap, we do have a surprise guest today. I think everyone can guess what matchup it's going to be coming from. Everybody's super excited for Texas and Oklahoma. And, well, we have Texas's team captain, Graham Hill, with us today.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, Graham?
Not just like Juan, I'm just trying to get into daylight savings time. For those of us who are not farmers, it's a little bit of a challenge. But,
Well, Graham, I have to ask you, this is your first year really participating. How have you enjoyed it? Has it been fun? You excited for this week's match? How's it been?
It's been a lot of fun. I went on the foundation a couple of months ago, so a lot of this is new to me in terms of just learning more about what the foundation does, how they spend the money and the value that they bring to not only my chapter, but chapters across the country with their scholarships and their leadership education. And then I hadn't been to the Laver Memorial Temple until since I was in leadership school back in 1970. So it's been a while. And so it's a very special place to be and a wonderful asset for the fraternity. And, the foundation provides funds for its maintenance and upkeep. So I think just seeing the value of the SAE Foundation has been wonderful for me to learn about over the last 3 months, and then being introduced to some of the fundraising projects. They're really across the board. They really are a lot of fun. And it's not just about raising the money. It's about connecting SAEs to the fraternity and to each other. And if people are having a good time and see that their money is going to be spent well, that makes for very successful fundraising. So that's been fun. And then just trying to reconnect our chapter back to national. As you probably know, we lost our charter 4 years ago. And so over the last year, I've been co-chairman with a gentleman named Charlie Boyd from Mississippi State to go through the recharter process with the fraternity. And that's been really, really great. We have some very willing partners. Hey, Steve.
Hey,
good to see you.
I'm going to be Jack for the day.
Oh, good.
We're gonna get you.
I hope you don't jack me around today. That would not be fun. So anyway, it's Steve asked me to do this, and I really was starting from ground zero, and I didn't know if we'd be a no-show or we'd be able to rally our troops. But there has been some interest, and I think it's I'm glad that we're where we are, rather than putting up a big a zero one of the last 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll show up for our longtime rival OU. We've had a football game against them since the 1900s, and it's been a pretty enjoyable matchup over the years, most years.
I bet you don't know who owns the all-time record in football, do you?
Well, I probably don't.
It's Texas. I figured you would know. I was trying to give you.
I thought it was a trick question, but I know our baseball program has been right at or near the top. But
I'm only talking.
We do have a winning record against OU going over the last 123 years. So it's been fun. I got to go to a lot of games with my dad when I was growing up, which was great memories. My dad was an SAE back in the 40s, and so when I was 10 to 17-year-old, Texas was having a pretty good run against OU during that particular time period. Won a couple of national championships, had several top 5 finishes, and beat OU just about every year. So that was a lot of fun. We've run into some problems here since we turned the calendar over to this century, but we had a good result last year, so maybe we're back.
That's your favorite saying, Texas is back.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the most excited you've ever been for a Texas and Oklahoma match in any sporting event?
Oh yes, March to the Madness. It's it's a real perennial. But you're giving us a pretty tough matchup this weekend. This week, I understand that they've been the champions a number of years since this thing got started 5 years ago. So
3 out of 4 times.
3 out of 4.
You may be punching out of our weight class, but we'll do the best we can.
So Graham, do you know that they're 3 out of 4? Do you know who the 1 out of 4 is?
Probably your school would be my guess.
That's right. And I need you to put a big old black eye on Jack. He's traveling. He's in Hawaii. So this is your chance to get him.
Yeah, they're not even focused on you guys. They said it's just another matchup for them.
Well, I hope he took his cell phone so he couldn't be rallying the troops in case we get off to a good start. But it ought to be fun. I know they're going to raise a bunch of money, and we'll do the best we can.
Juan, do you have any questions for him?
I did.
Cowboy hat on in support of the Red Rival Showdown.
Looks good, man. Not everybody can wear a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
That holds true even with Ryan.
Goes well with the orange, right?
Oh, well, that's true too. You got to go either way with that.
I think that might be a different shade of orange, though, Ryan. You got on there.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough for this program.
No, but nope, that's everything on my end. Thank you so much.
Graham, have you ever? I have one more. Graham, have you ever been to an Oklahoma-Texas game in the sport?
Yeah, a lot. Particularly as a kid. As I mentioned, I went to a lot of games with my dad. We either went in person or watched on television, and we saw some good ones. Texas upset OU one year when I think they were number 1 in the nation. We saw that game. We played in '63 where I think we were number 1 and they were number 2, and we won 15-14, and then went on to the Cotton Bowl and played Roger Staubach and a really good Navy team, and I got to go to that game, which was fun.
Very nice.
So the only thing is, when I was in law school, my only social event my first year was to go to the Texas OU game, and we got beat 52-13. So that still hurts.
So you're getting revenge tomorrow for it.
One of my best friends in law school was from OU, and so he made a beeline to my apartment as soon as the game was over to really get in my face about it. So that was embarrassing.
Do you and Jack have any side wagers on the match tomorrow?
No, I can't. I mean, Jack can wallop with me pretty much in any category, so I think he's going to let me cross shallow on this.
I don't know. You guys could do. He goes to all the games too. You guys could do winner host the tailgate at the Texas-Oklahoma football match in Dallas next year.
There you go. There you go.
Jack, if you're watching this, let us know if you're interested in the side wager. But Graham, we appreciate you joining and thanks for your time and good luck tomorrow. I think I speak for everyone when I say we're really excited for that matchup.
Great. Good deal. We look forward to it and appreciate all the work you guys have put in this year. And I think we're having a very successful project. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Graham. All right. All right, Ryan. Oh, you're done being cowboy now?
We've already discussed the Red River Showdown. What do you think? You think Texas pulls it off?
I think Texas has the opportunity for an upset here, Ryan. I think my backup, in case Penn State didn't work out, was always going to be Texas Row. So I think, it's about that time that I got to start rooting for the next team up. So.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect, but I kind of think Texas might get them. So wouldn't be the first time Oklahoma has been knocked out a little earlier than we thought. The only year they didn't win it, they were knocked out earlier. Just going to be a great matchup.
Yeah,
it's
I think
so
we
fun.
got some.
So fun to have these, Texas Row back involved, and I'm looking forward to this rivalry for years to come. Besides just the sports fields. So,
yeah.
Miami Mountain Union, though, that's not to be quite overshadowed by Oklahoma Texas Row. Miami Mountain Union should be a good one too. Mountain Union keeps on just proving people wrong, and Miami was in the Elite Eight last year. So, rumor has it some of the Mountain Union guys are not fans of the U from their sporting days. So, maybe have a little extra incentive here.
Yeah. And then, of course, little guy on the board, Idaho versus Arizona. Arizona's our lowest seeded team that's made it this far. I think it could potentially be an interesting matchup here. I think Idaho shouldn't underestimate them by any means right now, or else, we've seen it before. That's how you go home early. So,
yeah, Northern Iowa. We tried to tell them. Watch out for Mountain Union. Arizona. Idaho can't. New Mexico came out of nowhere last time, and Idaho had to hold on. Arizona's definitely can throw the punches. No doubt they're a big school, but Idaho seems very, very organized and on top of it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Central Michigan, North Dakota. I think that's going to be our back and forth matchup for the day. I think both teams are going to be at it all day long from 9 to 9. And like you said, Ryan, it's just going to be a boxing match. I think you got a little inspired by a possible movie you saw last night. Little boxing references all day long now.
You've been watching me or something?
Yeah.
You got my phone tapped?
All the Snapchats.
North Dakota's kind of had a easy go of it so far, so we'll see. This might be their first real test of the tournament. So, of course, North Dakota, no stranger to this tournament. They even went to the Final Four last year. Every year they've gone further and further. So they're some wily veterans.
True.
Yes, I just used the Wiley on purpose there. One of their team captains, last name Wiley.
Good one.
Thanks. Is that on the bingo? Is that on the bingo sheet? Ryan uses it.
That is not on the bingo sheet, but I can say after Graham's appearance, I do have a bingo.
Did you tell everyone about the bingo that you didn't realize you got last week, but actually did?
Yeah,
Thanks to Barry B. Bart.
There we go. I knew it was Barry that helped me out, but yes, thanks to the Big Cat mascot beating a bird mascot team, now we are good to go with that bingo. I don't even know what I'm going to do for the rest of the season at this point, Ryan.
I don't know either. Indiana and Towson. Indiana has also kind of not really had a tough test. We kind of thought it might be Kentucky here, but Towson's not had to bring out the big guns yet. So I think they know this was coming, and Towson might put in a scare to Indiana. I don't know. I I don't know if it'd be quite be New Mexico, Idaho, but I'm expecting some fireworks there. And of course, New Mexico and Georgia. I mean, these two just keep on going. I mean, what do they have left? I don't know.
I don't know.
Are we going to get another two great matchups out of these two? Georgia first time, New Mexico first time. But they're proving that they're here for a long time,
Yeah. Is Georgia our final SEC team in the tournament right now? Trying to look around.
They are.
I said a sports thing.
Unless you want to count Oklahoma and Texas Road, but they're not officially in yet.
Yeah, I was about to say that's more of a 5-year plan, right?
I think 2024 is when they're joining.
Yeah.
So you're not going to count them yet?
Yeah.
Yep. Georgia's last one remaining.
All right. And then, of course, in the Foster region, I already talked about Arizona State and Northern Illinois. I think that's going to be a great matchup, probably the best in the Foster region out of 2, so it's not really saying much. But Nebraska and Maryland, Maryland's been putting up one hell of a fight. What?
Out of all 2.
I said one smart sport thing today. Like you just gotta settle it at that. Just be happy. I did so good.
We've already, maybe after the second cup of coffee. We've already established that.
Could use a 4th. Anyways,
you've had 3 cups of coffee today?
No, but I'm about to have 4 back to back. Anyways.
RIP to your insides.
Yeah. What are you thinking about that Foster region?
Nebraska, Maryland has the potential to be, a great matchup. Maryland was, just 2 years ago had a deep run, and they had, they were the Georgia and New Mexico of a couple of years ago. So we know they can do it, and they've really not had to exhaust, the engines yet. So this might be the time to break out the big guns. It's one of the last games of the year. They can't really hold anything back now.
You got a bit of a heckler in the comment section, Ryan, I think.
Who?
Miles Wiley.
Yeah. Did he comment?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, thank you.
So you like the shout out?
Yeah.
How did you see the comment before I saw the comment?
It's on the right-hand side.
Oh, I'm looking at the private chat.
Oh.
I didn't know you could do that. I just saw the comment pop up though.
Oh man.
Thanks for watching as always. Northern Illinois, Arizona State. I mean, Arizona State so hit or miss, but Northern Illinois is here to prove that they don't get any respect and they want to go far. So I think that's going to be. I think a lot of these matchups are going to be entertaining tomorrow. I mean, we're down to the final 16, and just a reminder, the 8 chapters that do win the Sweet 16 matchups, 5% of that money will go back to their chapter education fund. So a little extra incentive here to make it to the Elite 8. Not only do you get to call yourself elite, but you also get to raise a little money towards your CEF. So
that's pretty sweet.
Is Brad Sweet watching? Maybe we'll get a nice one from him on that one. I don't think he is, though. His team's not in it. So.
All right. Well, like you said, Ryan, what is it? Sweet 16 starts tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yep.
Central Time. And can't wait for everyone to start joining us and rooting on their favorite teams.
And as always, it goes till 9 p.m. Central. So even with the hour change to spring forward, that doesn't change anything here. So
thank you for that astute observation.
You're welcome. Well, I mean, we were like an hour late here, so they might have thought maybe the challenge was going that way,
Fair enough.
Juan, any bold predictions for this week? No.
Go Vols.
Well, Juan, we didn't even talk about that. Who's your real March Madness pick?
I may have been distracted during the bracket reveal show yesterday.
They weren't as entertaining as our bracket reveal. Is that what you're saying?
No, absolutely not. They could probably learn a thing or two from us, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Rumor has it they may have slid in our DMs trying to get us hired for next year.
I might be available. But no, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Are you going to be rooting on Gonzaga again one final time?
Are you going to give us a pick or no?
UT. I don't know. Let's go. Go Vols.
Hopefully anybody but Alabama. I'd be okay with that.
And Florida.
They're not in it.
Just kidding.
Neither
Told you I was distracted.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy March to the Madness tomorrow, and hope you enjoy the real March Madness Thursday through Sunday, and come back and join us again Monday. Maybe we'll talk a little more March Madness. So,
All right, perfect. Thank you all.